Hi guys, welcome for this interview of Dmitry, the co-founder and co-CEO of QuickNode, one of the most popular API for Ethereum developer. Welcome, Dmitry.
Hey, Julien, thanks for having me.
So, Dmitry, can you briefly introduce yourself for the audience?
Sure. My name is Dmitry. As Julien mentioned, co-founder, co-CEO of QuickNode. I lead the product sales and marketing efforts. And QuickNode is the fastest and easiest way to build on the world's most popular blockchains. You mentioned Ethereum, but that's what we started out with, but we support way more networks now. So we support Ethereum, Bitcoin, XDAI, Matic Polygon, Binance Smart Chain, and Optimism. And there's more in the pipeline.
So I already spoke with you about 1 or 2 years ago on the channel, and you were already doing well with QuickNode. But now we fast forward a couple of years and so much has changed. So yeah, can you tell us what were the main development, what has changed for QuickNode?
Yeah, definitely. Lots of development. We're super thrilled to see just the entire industry as a whole advance, with innovations, with new cool projects. With DeFi is on fire right now. Nifties are the new hot thing, and all the technologies being developed around that. While right now it's still experimental, we do feel that there's a bigger future in the technologies that are being built today. We're just excited to be at the infrastructure level and being able to support those projects, support those developers. And so, what we've been working on. So we were accepted into the YCombinator program for the winter batch. So that was an amazing experience. Thank you. Coming out of that in March, we released a new website. Like I mentioned, we shipped several new chains, most notably Matic, Binance Smart Chain, and Optimism. And we just keep on improving the reliability of our platform, the performance of our platform. We now have nodes all over the world, so it's a globally distributed API and node network. And yeah, we're just right now we're in the process of expanding our team. We're growing. We're trying to grow the company in every single direction to accommodate this influx of users and this influx of developers now wanting to develop on Web3. Or even non-crypto native, non-blockchain native companies are looking to implement some benefit or some aspect of blockchain within their platform. So it's super exciting to see what's going on in the industry.
So there is really a lot of impact. So let's take it before the YC. So were you guys planning at some point to have some investors? Were you building the company in a way to make it attractive for YC, or was it just something that happened in the last moment?
The YC was a suggestion from one of our co-founders, and we applied for the summer batch. We were denied, so it was fine. But we were convinced. It's always difficult to build when you're building in a new industry, because you sometimes have doubts whether you're building the right thing, whether you're spending your time wisely. But at the end of the day, we truly believe that the blockchain is the future, that smart contracts are going to revolutionize every aspect of our lives. And so we kept building. We applied for the winter batch. Obviously our revenue numbers were better. We were better as a team. We were more structured. We had the interviews were held online. So I think this was the second or third all remote batch. So the format changed a little bit. So we had all the interviews over Zoom. Obviously got better at pitching. We refined our pitch deck, so things look really good. And yeah, we got in, and it was an excellent experience to be able to work with the same mentors that mentored Coinbase, that mentored Instacart and Airbnb, and hearing from these or Twitch, even Justin Khan was he held one of these talks there. So it's really good to have those people available, being able to speak to them, listen to their story, and see all the parallels that sometimes things aren't as bad as you make them out to be. You're gonna make it.
The way you describe it, it doesn't seem like it was something too difficult. It's just you apply once, you fail, and just you reapply, and that's it.
It's quite difficult. we have a seasoned team. So we were building QuickNode with experience. We came into Y Combinator already with a working product with revenue. So, we were basically looking to polish it up and find like definitive product market fit at that point. And so you could say we had a little bit of an advantage, but it's still immense hard work. And
Yeah,
during.
no, of course, I was just teasing you. It's really a lot of preparation, and if you are the right company, then it's easy, but otherwise it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. There were companies within our batch who had trouble getting off the ground, who had trouble getting customers, who were considering pivoting at some point. And, we were just fortunate to be in the position where like we already had things already going. The only thing that we had to do was just throw fuel into the fire, which means like putting more work, putting some long hours into making the product better and getting on board. Like at this point, we have several hundred customers. So being able to accommodate that and support that, and those customers have their expectations of our platform keep getting higher and higher, because as their projects take off, when they were doing 10 requests a second and now they're doing 100 requests a second, and each one of those requests has to be flawless, that just puts more pressure. But again, that's what excites us every day. We wake up, we see the companies and the projects signing up for our service, and that just propels us to build a better product, to not let these users down, and to deliver the best kind of experience for the Web3 community.
And so going through the YCombinator, is there something that totally changed before and after in terms of what was your vision for the future or your strategy?
Yeah, definitely. So our group partners really helped us sharpen our messaging and like the positioning of our company, like which direction we should be taking, which decisions we should be making. Again, like we've built companies before. Our team has built companies before. We've sold companies. We've exited companies before. So the process wasn't it wasn't unfamiliar to us, or it was more of like, man, this is we're going to take this to the next level. We're here, we're building like a billion dollar company here. So there's certain things that we started to take more seriously, certain decisions that we started making, and really polishing the process of what it means to build this kind of scale of company.
Wow, yeah, it's really impressive. I think going through the YC, it really make you become even more professional as before, even more determined, and also all the advice for decisions. This is so important, and I think this is especially important in your case because you have some really tough competitors like Infra who are backed by consensus. Mm-hmm. But you guys are still there, growing and taking on investors. So how do you see the future, especially when there are these other big players? Like, how are you gonna position yourself?
Yeah, so we differentiate on basically three topics. So one is the tech, which encompasses performance, reliability, the features we offer, the chains we support. Because our previous company that we built was a content delivery network. So we were managing 12 data centers around the world, and we understood how important latency and performance is. So building on top of that experience, we were able to build this globally distributed DNS balanced network of Ethereum nodes, XDAI nodes, Bitcoin, basically all the networks we support. And we are able to deliver superior performance, superior reliability, and just give users more choice when it comes to chain selection. So like Infura offers Ethereum and IPFS, but you see today the future is multi-chain. There's not going to be it's becoming very expensive to just have all your transactions and smart contracts on Ethereum. So you might have you might offload some things to layer 2. So what you will see in the future, and we're starting to see the trend now, is multi-chain. So something will be governed by Ethereum chain, something will happen, like value transfer will happen on XDAI, something else will happen on Matic. And so like there will be these like application optimized chains. And so having control of multiple chains within your dashboard really helps developers build quicker, manage their infrastructure better. The other thing is developer experience. So everything from our billing, from our streamlined user interface and customer support. So we want developers that love the platform. We go above and beyond to help every single user. And we also have a knowledge base of 50 plus high quality guides, which introduce topics that developers commonly face from day to day and help them get through those. And then obviously value. So our team's building from experience. We know how to navigate the hosting landscape. And now, building with a smaller team, building technology that these solutions of delivering billions of requests per day is something we're familiar with. And so we're able to keep our overhead low, and we're able to pass those cost savings down to our customers. So, and also it's not going to be, there was an incident where Infura went down last November. There was an unexpected fork, and there was an issue with the Geth client. And so we wrote a blog article about the importance of having Web3 provider redundancy. It's not smart to build your business with a single point of failure. So if you're using, if you have nodes in house or you're using a competitor service, get QuickNode at least as a backup. It's an inexpensive insurance policy. So in case something happens with your primary provider, you have a fallback.
Yeah. And since you guys are really into a high performance node, can we use your nodes if we want to do arbitrage or some stuff like this that really require a very low latency?
Yeah, excellent question. So that's one of the requests we've been receiving a lot, and we actually built a microservice around that. So as far as like getting your transaction propagated to the network, yes, we can do that. We have this global network. All the nodes are peered. So as far as having your transaction visible to miners, yes, but ultimately it's your gas price, and it could be as simple as how the miners are feeling that day. Do they want to take your transaction or not? Because they're basically like the gatekeepers there. But as far as like mempool, so one of the common uses for QuickNode is users using these trading bots that scan the mempool, and they're looking for opportunities. And so what we've done, and what we noticed is if a transaction, let's say, appears in the mempool of a node in China, for it to propagate and appear in the mempool of a node in New York, it's going to take some time. So what we've done is, because we have we deployed this global network of nodes, we have connected all their mempool data into an aggregate. And so whichever one of those nodes sees the transaction first, and if you're subscribed to pending transactions, you will be sent that pending transaction. So no matter where that transaction originates in the world, you're guaranteed to see it the first moment any of our nodes in the world see it.
Well, I think this is super valuable, because otherwise you have to build this yourself. You have to have like nodes everywhere in the world. And then you maybe run into all sort of issue like a race condition, things like this. So you guys do the heavy lifting, and people, arbitrager can just focus on their business. That's great. And so you who really have a good sense of the request of developers, where do you see the future going? Because now we have so many blockchain, we have Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, L2 chain, etc. Do you see everything staying on Ethereum with L2, or do you see everything really spreading out to many different blockchains?
Yeah, great question. We'll see what happens within the next couple of months. If Ethereum's looking to scale, there's certain EIPs that are looking to scale it. Reduction of gas fees. Now you have like teams like Flashbots, that are working to optimize that thing. But then you also have layer 2 and then protocols like Optimism, for loss of a better word, really optimistic about what they're building, because that could potentially be the scaling solution that keeps Ethereum lean and like high performance. So you'll be able to maybe bypass moving some of your smart contracts or moving some of your functionality to some other chains. But like I mentioned earlier, I do think that the future is multi-chain. That there will be applications built with multiple chains, and whichever one is like application specific. So being able to deliver that kind of flexibility to our users is one of our priorities.
And another thing we haven't talked about is how you guys specialize in the application layer, because basically we have two things, DeFi and NFT. So are you guys planning to build API that are a little bit higher level for this purpose?
It's on our roadmap. Right now, we're focused on the core infrastructure. That's what's working for us. That's what our customers want. There are these higher level abstractions. We've already built a webhooks feature, which basically shortens the time for you to set up smart contract event monitoring. So, just to expand a little bit on that, if you wanted to monitor a smart contract for a certain event and be alerted when that event happens, you'd have to spend, if you know what you're doing, a couple of hours. If you don't know what you're doing, you'll probably go through a bunch of tutorials and try to set this up. It might take you a couple of days. We shorten that down to a couple of minutes. We give you 5 fields right in the user interface. You fill those in, and then when we monitor the smart contract for you, and then when that event occurs, we send a HTTP post to the endpoint which you specify. So we shorten that time down, to set up webhook monitoring to like 5 minutes. But we have been receiving requests from our like DeFi customers and from just general customers in general on how we can optimize their usage. Some of these use cases involve like a round trip where they get the block hash, then they do a trace on that block hash, and then there's like 3 or 4 calls to get a specific piece of information, and they're saying like, hey, can you bundle these 4 calls into one, because we're really only looking for like this piece of information. And those are the kind of higher level APIs that we're looking to implement.
Yeah, I really like that you guys really pay attention to traders or arbitrager and people who want high performance, because that's really something that is very difficult for a lot of people. And like when you're arbitrager, you just want to stay focused on what you know best, which is the finance stuff. So that's really inspiring for a lot of builders in the space to see your development, where you guys started a humble project and like you grew this. You get noticed by the YC, and now you guys are really expanding really fast, and you are hiring. So if you are a good blockchain developer and you want to build the infrastructure of Ethereum, you can contact Dmitry. So I'll put your Twitter in the description. And yes, Dmitry, thank you for coming on the show. It's always great to hear some news from you and from QuickNode. And I think you guys are onto some really, really good things.
Thank you, Julien. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for having me on your podcast, on your show. And it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Julien.